Are you telling me black people can't be fake people too?
Not in Tolkien's work. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. Welcome to the channel where we talk a lot about mainstream politics as well as the entertainment industry, because you and I know that the entertainment industry is dribbling with a lot of politics. And so Whoopi Goldberg is back along with the other cackling hens of The View, and they are having a little bit of meltdown as Amazon's latest Lord of the Rings series, The Rings of Power, is getting a ton of backlash from Tolkien purists and Tolkien fans. And they're saying some of the most insane things about the Lord of the Rings and Tolkien fans, and I wanted us to have a listen and have a watch, because I sincerely believe it is hilarious to watch these women regurgitate most of the nonsense that they always put out there. I don't know how these women seem to still have a show, but in any case, before we get into it and I play you this clip, I would like to remind you guys to do your brother a solid if you're yet to do so. Like the video if you do like this video, and without further ado, let's watch.
I want to start by saying these are not real, okay? The new Lord of the Rings series, The Rings of Power, and Game of Thrones prequel, House of the Dragon, are both massive hits, but they don't exist in the real world, okay? There are no dragons, there are no hobbits, you know that. And there are critics who are saying they were too woke by adding diverse characters. Are you telling me black people can't be fake people too? Yeah. Is that what you're telling me?
You can be a dragon. Well,
I don't know if there's like a hobbit, club. I don't know if they're going to be protests, but people, what is wrong with y'all?
Well, their argument is that it betrays the source material. Like
they haven't read the source material.
Of course they haven't. Like J.K. Tolkien and stuff like that. But I'm a fantasy.
Hamilton, then.
Hamilton. But I'm a fantasy nerd, and Whoopi and I are sci-fi and fantasy nerds, so I love it so much. And I especially love Mr. Toussaint, who plays the very sexy black man,
yes,
the rich
you
black
have the
man with
picture
the dreads.
of the man who is looking much like me.
I love him.
I think
yes.
Sorry.
He looks like you when you had the white dress.
Yes. Okay, Mr. Toussaint.
I love Mr. Toussaint. I would like him to be a guest on the show. But that being said, what I think is fascinating is, like, dragons are okay, fire-breathing dragons, and people with white hair that are born like that when they're little, and violet eyes, but the black people in it is just a bridge too far for these.
That's what he said.
So you saw that, you heard that for yourself. Now let's start off with Whoopi trying to be so condescending. Ha ha, hee hee. It is fantasy world, and trying to explain fantasy world to Tolkien fans when they have little understanding of what this particular fantasy world is all about. But in any case, let's move on, because I'm going to talk about Tolkien's work later on in the video. But what is more hilarious is Sunny Hostin trying to pass herself and Whoopi Goldberg as sci-fi experts and as fantasy experts when she doesn't even know the name of J.R.R. Tolkien. I mean, she actually mistake J.R.R. Tolkien for J.K. Rowling by mixing both names together and saying J.K. Tolkien. She has no clue, and she's actually trying to attack Tolkien fans who have legitimate claims as to why they are criticizing the show, saying that they haven't read the source material when she doesn't even know anything about the source material. Now, why do I say this? It is because everything she regurgitated, we'd already heard about this a month ago from the Access Media. We've heard the same claims from actors from both series. Take a look at this. Founded in the comic, House of Dragon star Stephen Toussaint implies critics of Lord of the Rings Valyrian race swap are racist. They are happy with a dragon, white hair, and violet-colored eyes, but a rich black guy is beyond the pale. That's the exact same thing that she said. Beyond the bridge, beyond the pale is the exact same thing, same difference. Now, who else had said this? About a month ago, while in a GQ interview, guess who else said it? Black actor Lenny Henry, who featured in the Lord of the Rings of Power, Amazon's Rings of Power series. And he also regurgitated the same damn thing. He said, the Rings of Power star Lenny Henry implies critics of Amazon's race swapping are racist. They have no trouble believing in a dragon, but can't accept that a black person could be a hobbit or an elf. Same difference, the exact same thing. So these people are regurgitating the same thing because Hollywood couple of decades back decided to abandon escapism, abandon entertaining people, and adopt the agenda of pushing woke agenda in their movies and their series. We have seen this over the past couple of decades, and I'll tell you it goes back decades, although people only started noticing in 2016, but that is a story for another day. Now, what you just heard them all say is very typical of woke revolutionaries. They are quick to brand people racist, bigots, and sexist as long as those people do not agree with their sentiments. But the funny thing is this, the hypocrisy in this whole thing is that they set the precedents for all these sort of criticisms coming up, but they would never say anything when they align or the criticisms aligns with the agenda that they want to push. Take, for instance, woke revolutionaries claim that Hollywood likes to pretend that ancient Egyptians was full of white people. They were criticizing Hollywood for using white people to play Egyptians, even though Egyptians and white people have similar attributes, which kind of makes it okay, in my opinion, for white people to play Egyptians. But they were the ones that set this precedent by criticizing Hollywood for featuring white people as Egyptians. Not only that, these people will lose their shiznit if you actually swap a black person for a white person in a black person role. Take, for instance, let's say Black Panther, for instance. Now, in the comics, they actually swapped that role for a white person, and unbeknownst to a lot of people, at some point in time, Black Panther was replaced by a white character called White Tiger. But they would never adopt this in the movies or in this Marvel, because Disney is so woke, they would never ever try that, because they would be demolished, absolutely demolished by the same people who are criticizing Tolkien fans for doing the exact same thing. They would be demolished. And regardless of the fact that Hollywood has been criticized on a consistent basis regarding this, these women are dead silent when it comes to that. No talk of, oh, these people are racist for actually not thinking that white people can play fake Egyptians too. Nope, nothing like that. Now, when it also comes to these woke revolutionaries, they're still the same people that tells us that if you're a non-gay person, you shouldn't be able to play a gay character. Where were these women when Ruby Rose was being criticized for playing a fake Batgirl gay character, even though the character wasn't originally gay? Because they wanted to be pushing woke agenda, CW, they decided to turn Batgirl into a gay character and use Ruby Rose to play Batgirl, who happens to be gay as well. But because at some point in Ruby Rose's life, she had dated men before she came out, and it seems that maybe Ruby Rose is bisexual or something, Ruby Rose had to leave Twitter after a lot of criticisms and backlash, because a lot of people who were fans of the show said that she wasn't gay enough. Where were these women to say those people are bigoted? No, they said nothing, because their political opinions align with these people's political opinions. So they said nothing about it. Guess who else agreed with this sentiment? Mr. Tom Hanks himself. Tom Hanks actually came out to say that in today's world, he would never be able to play a gay role like he did in Philadelphia that won him an Oscar in 1993, and also somebody who had a disability in Forrest Gump in 1994 won another Oscar for that it just would not be authentic. Where are these people? Where are these women? They were dead silent about this. Now, the funniest thing about this is that Ian McKellen, who is an open gay man who plays Gandalf, actually totally disagreed with what Tom Hanks said, because he said, we are actors, more or less adult pretenders, and this is our job. What is the point of an actor if you cannot play a role that is not naturally assigned to you as a person? That's the essence of acting. But anyway, these women are dead silent regarding that. Now, in any case, when it comes to Tolkien's work itself, I can understand the exact reason why many people have criticisms for the show itself. I watched it. Trust me, it took me 3 goes, but I eventually watched it. I fell asleep after the first 5 minutes. The next time I watched it, I fell asleep after the 10 minutes. And the third time I watched it, I was falling asleep, but I soldiered on and finished it so that I can actually have a comment on this thing if I actually do a video about this episode. The first episode was damn right boring, and it was just the way they actually laid out the people was just terrible. It was stupid. It was poor right now. Now, in any case, I don't deny that there are some racists out there who are just typically angry because races were swapped or races were shoehorned into certain stories where they don't belong. But the majority of people, now those people that I'm talking about are fringe. The majority of people are critical because before Amazon released this, Amazon promised Tolkien fans that they were going to give them Tolkien's work, that they were going to stick to the source material, and that they were going to be true to what Tolkien wanted to push. And Tolkien, anybody that has read his letters that he used in trying to protect his work, that he put out there so that people can read it for the future and know why he did what he did with his work and how he did his work, know clearly that Tolkien wasn't writing an allegory. Tolkien never meant for the Lord of the Rings stories to be an allegory, to reflect what the world looks like in the past or in the present. He wanted to write something that is timeless. So today they are trying to use a modern worldview to actually push a political messaging through using Tolkien's work. And it's like you are lying to people. You told them that you were going to stick to canonical characters. You told them that you were going to stick to the characters the way they were in the book. But guess what? Galadriel, who happens to be the main character, who happens to be a powerful elf, magical elf, not a warrior, but a magical elf, has been totally changed in the series. And so has Elrond, who happens to be a warrior, has been swapped into somebody who has become a politician, who doesn't want to fight, who doesn't want to do anything, and pretty much a coward, would just, not want to confront anything or try to find out whatever the concerns of Galadriel were. So Galadriel was the only person who was concerned about maybe there's still evil in the world and whatnot. So people did not like the fact that you've totally changed Tolkien's work, but you lied to them. Now, these women wouldn't know this because they're not in this world and they don't understand the real plights. And they also don't understand the fact, because I'm pretty sure they never watched the series either, or they haven't watched it either. And I'm pretty sure they wouldn't like it if they watched it, but they're not going to tell you that. So people who are criticizing this show have legitimate reasons why they're criticizing it. This is why it has 1.8 rating in the Metacritic scores, and it also has a 39% when it comes to the scores on Rotten Tomatoes. And that is even after Rotten Tomatoes might have weeded out a lot of negative reviews for it to get up to that 39%. Now, when it comes to the House of Dragons, people love it because the last I checked, when I checked on the critics for Metascore, it was 6.7. And when I checked on Rotten Tomatoes, it was about 84% for the audience score. I don't care about the critic score. Critics are working for the mainstream media and access media. They are working for the companies like Amazon, and they're working for Hollywood. So everything that comes out of Hollywood, the critics always like it, unless if the people that are producing that movie do not toe the line, the left-wing line, or the political identity politics line, or do not toe the woke agenda line. Now, what these women are doing is they're trying to shield for their partners in Hollywood. They're trying to shield, they're trying to do the same thing because they are aligned politically, but people aren't obviously going for it. But anyways, you guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section below. Your opinion about the Lord of the Rings of Power. Do you like it? Do you hate it? And if you do hate it, does that mean that you're a racist or something? What do you think about what these women have said about the Lord of the Ring Tolkien fans as well? Comment in the comment section below and let me know. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, please feel free to like, share, comment, subscribe, and click that bell for notification. And I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take care, peace, and Sayaz out. Bye-bye.